Hello! In this video, we'll be reviewing an overview of Microsoft Teams. There are several great features that you can find when using Microsoft Teams. I will not be able to cover all of those in this short video. However, I will cover as many as possible. The topics I'm going to be covering is how to set up a meeting, how to invite attendees, how to open a meeting, and change those settings. Again, this will not be everything. If you want more information about this, then you can set up a meeting with any member of our team and we can meet with you to go over specific questions that you have. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Outlook account. Whenever I do that, it's going to default to open my mail. But if I'm going to set up a new account or a new call, I'm going to go into my calendar and your calendar will pull up. At that point, I'm going to click New Event. And you have several great features here that you may have been and used as a participant. However, as the host, you do have the option of setting this up. So if you're going to set up a meeting, you're first going to add a title, and then of course you can add emojis here or charms as Microsoft Teams calls them. So I'm just going to call this test, and it's going to default a charm here for you based on what you type. Additionally, if this is an in-person meeting and you're just needing to block off time on your calendar, then you can toggle off the Microsoft Teams meeting. However, if you are wanting this to be a Teams meeting, you would need to toggle this feature on, and it's going to automatically set up a link to join this call. If you want to invite attendees here, then you can do that and just type those members in. If it's someone outside of the JSU network, it could look a little different. However, if you were just inviting members that are within the JSU network, then those will automatically come up when you begin typing either their name or their email. If you want to make that member optional to attend, you can click here as well to add optional members here. So this is where your required attendees go, and this is where your optional attendees go, and you can change the date and time here if you need to. And additionally, if this is an online course, then you might want to go ahead and make this a recurring meeting. So if you know you're going to have to meet every Wednesday, then you do have the option of doing that, and it's going to occur at this time I have Sunday and Wednesday. It's going to occur every Wednesday until May 25th. So if you do not want to end date there, you can remove that. However, if it's just going to go through the end of the semester, you could do that as well. So this is going to start in December and go until the last week of April. And then I'm just going to click save on that. The next thing that you're going to be looking at is if it's an all-day thing. So if you're maybe going to be gone at a meeting, then you can block off this time on your calendar all day. And if you're needing to search for a room or location, this is a very a common misconception that we see. This is where you go to book a room. This is your room finder. So if you were to type in, for instance, Self Hall 208, so this is a room that can be reserved for members of the JSU network. So I'm just going to do Self Hall, and you might even say 208 here. Or you can also browse with a room finder. However, know that when you do this, this is how you request to reserve that room. So do not actually put this location here if you have not reached out to the owner of that room to verify that it is available, because this is the way that you would schedule that. So if you are looking to maybe rent out Self Hall room 208, then this would be how you made that request. Any other additional information, maybe you want to include an agenda here, you could do that by attaching here and then changing font. All these features here are similar to Word. And another thing that I'm wanting to look at is this feature here at the top. If it is a private event, so for instance, if you have a doctor's appointment and you need to block off that time on your calendar, then you can type in doctor here. And you would see the word doctor. However, if you made this private, notice there's a lock here, then what your other members that can see your calendar would see private meeting. So if you've ever seen private meeting on someone else, or private appointment, if you've ever seen that on someone else's calendar, that means that they actually can see something here. However, you cannot. If you're wanting to do a scheduling poll, maybe you're wanting to host a meeting with members of your team, then you can do a scheduling poll here. However, but I'm using our Online at JSU Outlook account here, so I cannot do a scheduling scheduling poll. However, it is a great way to get responses on when possible times for members to attend a meeting would be. The next thing that I'm going to show you is, I'm going to discard all of this because I don't want to actually save this into our calendar here. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to actually join a meeting in Microsoft Teams. So when joining a Microsoft Teams call, you just go to your calendar, click that event, and then click the camera that says join. Whenever you do, this screen will come up, and you do have the option of changing great features here as far as your visual and audio. So if you're needing to toggle your camera on and off, you can click here. If you're wanting to change your background, then you do have the option here. Yes, my background is mirrored. That is mirrored because if you do want to make a personalized background, then make sure it is mirrored. If it is backwards to you, then it would be straight for other members of your call. So that's just an important note. Yes, it is backwards. You are not seeing it backwards. And by doing that, you would just create a graphic, and then you could click add new here. And when you add, you can just add whatever image you prefer to be here. Additionally, if you're wanting to change your audio input output, you can do that here. And if you're wanting to use room audio here, and if you don't want to use audio, you have that option. From here, you would just click join now. If you are a host, your options may be different than if you are just an attendee. So looking at the top, the different features here, you do have the chat. That would show a chat with all members of that call. If you're wanting to see the participants here, if you are hosting a call maybe for your students and you're doing a Q&A, you can use this raise hand feature or react. So if you did a reaction here, if you're wanting to applause someone that you're watching, you could just click here and you will see that it claps on your screen. Additionally, if you're wanting to change your view, currently if there were other members of this call, it would be in gallery view. However, if you're just wanting to see the speaker because maybe the other members of the call seem to be a bit distracting to you, then you could just see the speaker. So if the speaker changes, it would show whoever is speaking at that time. Because I'm the host of this call, I do have the option of doing breakout rooms here. However, if you're an attendee of this call, or if this is an unscheduled call, you would not see that here. So if you just went to someone's name and pressed call on that, breakout rooms would not be a feature for you. Apps are a great thing to use if you're wanting to do something interactive, if you're hosting an online course for your students, because it can be difficult to pay attention sometimes. So you can add apps here. Common things that we see faculty use are the timers here and Mentimeter. That's a great way to be able to show your PowerPoints, but also have some great interactive features as far as games go. And more, if you're wanting to record and transcribe, that's great for accessibility for your students. You can just click here and then start recording and start your transcription as well. And once that is finished and completed, you will be notified. And any other settings here, if you're wanting to change any visual or audio selections here, that would be where you do that. And the next and most important thing that we get questions about is sharing your screen and or audio. So if you click share here, something that's very easily overlooked, we have faculty a lot of times that want to show a video or show a short video clip in their online course, and they can share their screen, but make sure if you're sharing your screen, you are also including sound. So currently, if I just click share screen and I showed a video, you'll be able to see that video. You could not hear that video. So if you're wanting to include sound, if you're needing them to hear something besides your voice that you are doing the input for, make sure you toggle this feature on. However, I cannot do that because I'm already doing an audio input to be able to make this video. So just make sure that is a feature that is very easily overlooked. You have the option of sharing your screen, meaning that anything you click on, if you click from Teams to PowerPoint to Excel, they would be able to see all of that. However, if you just did a window here, they would just see maybe your Google Chrome window, just that single window. PowerPoint Live can be found here, Excel Live, and then if you're needing to browse your computer for other documents, you can find that as well. And the last thing that I'm going to be looking at in this call is how to leave this call. So if you're just a member of this call and you're wanting to leave it, then you can just click end call here. However, if you're hosting, then you probably want to end the meeting, which means that it would hang up for all members of that call, meaning that no one can stay behind and have conversation after you've left that call. So there are tons of great features here that you could use when discussing Microsoft Teams. This is just an overview. However, hopefully it is a great starting point with some good information for you. If you're wanting any additional support, help, or have questions, just reach out to us via email online at JSU, and we will be more than happy to help you. Thank you.